The following review has been approved by Lord Carnage and the best of Classic Game Room. Welcome to Classic Game Room. Are you ready to fight crime while driving a Lamborghini wearing some awesome sunglasses? Welcome to the future of law enforcement, not just RoboCop, but TechnoCop.
TechnoCop.
You know the game is gonna be rad when the theme song starts with the words, "Bust It." This is the unforgettable TechnoCop from 1990 on your Sega Genesis. And I say unforgettable because I've never forgotten about this game. I had it way back when, as a kid, which may explain a few things. It's not a great game, it's just a beautiful blending of vehicular combat and side-scrolling arcade action, like Road Blasters meets RoboCop, with a bit of the ultra-violence and gore, something that was not all that common in the early 90s. It's pretty commonplace these days, obviously, for games to out-violent each other, but back then you had Narc, you had TechnoCop, and of course, Mortal Kombat. Does he say bust it or busted? You know, I'm still gonna go with bust it, because that fits the style of the game, and the style is what makes TechnoCop TechnoCop. Otherwise, it would be fairly forgettable. As you can probably tell, there's two different parts to TechnoCop. There's the driving segments and the walking along the hallways quickly while shooting bad guys segments. What you're supposed to do is make it from point A to point B, where you then hop out and have to waste some master criminal. You score points by shooting bad guys, blowing up enemy vehicles, and collecting some hidden items in each of the horrible apartment buildings or whatever this place is. It just kind of repeats itself. Like, the real challenge in TechnoCop is just finding your way to the end boss before time runs out. That kid just stepped on my toe. That's what I get for not shooting the random kid that does jumping jacks in the alleyway. He steps on my toe. Next time I won't be so nice. As you progress, your car levels up with some Spy Hunter gadgets. And I don't have the instructions, but this is kind of as I remember it as a kid. Like, it's way cooler than it is good. It's not a great game. The driving segments aren't nearly as well put together as something like Chase HQ, and the side-scrolling shooting segments aren't really all that great either. But they're awesome because the bad guys explode into a pile of blood and guts, and their arms twitch a little bit. Like, that's just amazing. Sadly, there's no in-game music, which is disappointing considering how good the intro and ending music is. And as you keep playing, the game gets challenging, not so much because of the enemies, but the apartment buildings themselves get way bigger and crappier and more convoluted. So, they're harder to get through without taking damage. I found a health regeneration code on the internet, which was helpful, but the fact is, as cool as this game is, there's way better vehicular combat driving games on the Genesis, and better side-scrolling action games. However, there is only one TechnoCop, and TechnoCop is frickin' TechnoCop, so, you know, the game won't cost you very much. You can enjoy watching people explode, and then go back to playing something better. Now's the time for that Classic Game Room Techno shout-out and thank you to send all the way to Gary from Ridgewood, New Jersey. Thank you, Gary, for sending TechnoCop. The music after you die is actually pretty good. TechnoCop is also available on a bunch of other computers, according to the internet. Sure, this one is style over substance, but that style looks great in sunglasses. On the TechnoCop game cartridge for your Sega Genesis. The best of Classic Game Room is on DVD, Blu-ray, and Laser Hypervision album set.
TechnoCop.